everybody, and welcome to our True Image YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my personal reflection out of our book, Walking in Your True Image, and today we're going to be doing our personal reflection, Lesson 9, talking about gathering. Now, I love gatherings. I think gatherings are so fun. My husband and I, we have a house, and I'm so thankful that we are able to have gatherings at our home, not just with friends, but with church family. You know, we have life group gatherings and just the place that we can create an atmosphere to people to gather. I love going to gatherings. I love having corporate gatherings at church. I think all kind of gatherings are important. And obviously in this lesson, I talked about getting planted and being connected. And so getting planted in a local church and connecting with people is so important. You know, when I was youth pastoring, I had girls over all the time, and we had sleepovers. We had times when we would bake, we would cook, we would watch Disney movies. I'd hear all their drama going on in their lives, especially when it came to guys and their friends. But we also had times of Jesus coming into our sleepovers. And so if you have, younger sisters, or you're a youth leader, or some capacity, you're around girls that you can pour into, man, I encourage you, take advantage of that. I really, to the best of my ability, I really lived up my single season as a youth pastor, being single. I poured into girls. We went shopping, we went for ice cream, I went to their games, I went to their track meets, I went to their volleyball games, I went to what else did I go to? Their homecomings. I went to their homecoming games. It's not their homecoming dances. No, I went to their homecoming games. I was so involved, and I had the time to do that. Now, married with a kid, I can't go do everything like I did, but I still do my best to try to be there for people in the best way that I can. And now it's the same thing with young adults. I don't go to their homecoming games, obviously, but I do try to spend time and pour into people. But the biggest thing is gathering. And what I love about life groups is that you have so many different people that come from so many different backgrounds. And from every kind of background, but we create an environment where it doesn't matter whether you've been serving Jesus your whole life, or you just got saved, or you're not even saved yet. People sense that sincerity from you. And, obviously we don't, we encourage people in our gatherings, obviously, to know Jesus, but there's no other ulterior motive. We're not trying, if you go to another church, we do not take people from churches. If you do that, that's totally not right, but that's a whole nother session. But if people don't have a home church that they go to, we invite people. If they come to our life group, hey, well, come check us out. And if people come and they come through and they're visiting, well, I go to such and such church, great. Stay there, get connected. But if you ever want to come visit with any special things that we do, you are more than welcome. But stay connected to your church. So gatherings to me are so important. Who doesn't love to gather around food, fun, and fellowship? And again, you just add then obviously the Jesus element in it, which is so life-changing. And so I just want to encourage you, whatever you're doing, make sure that you're gathering together. Make sure that you are planted. Everybody in life goes through things, and it would just be very sucky to do life and do it alone and not have people. And this doesn't mean that you have to have a bazillion friends. It just means that you belong and you are connected to some kind of community, some kind of family, that you can do life with. We say here that there's a lot of life lived between Sundays, and that is so true. Things happen in people's lives. Things traumatically happen. Things can drastically change in such a short amount of time, and not being connected and not being planted in a place, in a house, in a family can feel really weird. And me, one of my things, I've shared this before, my biggest root is rejection. And so I know that feeling of not wanting to feel like I'm imposing or not feeling like, okay, well, I don't want to be rejected. And so I know that feeling, and I've grown up in church my whole life. So you can imagine people that if they're coming to a place and they don't feel welcome, they don't feel loved, they're going to instantly can feel that rejection. And so I just want to encourage you, whether it's in a large church setting or it's in a small group, like life group setting, whatever it is, make sure that you are connected and make sure that you're gathering together. And maybe you're watching, you're like, man, that's what I need to do. We have a lady at our church who's in her 60s, and she's a fireball. She's crazy. Her name is Billy. We call her BB. And she just was praying and was like, I do not want to be getting older, or do not want to get older and like not pour into people. So, she started a year ago just having mentorship once a month at her house. She has a beautiful home, and she just pours into young adults. They talk business, they talk home, they talk cooking, taking care of your house and being creative and just pouring into these women. And these women that I've seen at the church have been here. But having someone come alongside them just as gathering, she's literally instilled in that short amount of time such confidence in these women. And it's godly confidence. It's not just hey, here you are, go out and do whatever. She's pouring into these women, these young adults, these young marrieds, and these women are just blossoming. I'm watching them at church be way more confident. They're walking with confidence. Doesn't mean that they still don't have their struggles, but because someone took the time to gather, and it's just been amazing what that does to people. When people feel loved and people feel like they matter, and when people feel valued, it's amazing what that does to them. So maybe you need to be one that maybe opens up your home once a month, twice a month, every week. We do ours. It's different depending on the season. We've done once a month, we've done every week, we've done twice a month. And everyone's schedules are busy, but whatever it is, do something in your church, do something in your community that you can help gather people. So being planted in a place into a church, I love my church, and I want to encourage you, if God's planted you somewhere and you've gotten offended, get rid of that offense. I can't tell you how many times I get offended and I want to go away, but I can't because I know I'm called here. Well, Lindsey, that's easy because you're on staff. Well, I am on staff at my church, but I still have to know that I'm called here. And people that have been planted, I've met other girls over the years that they've gotten offended and they're like, you know what, I tried to go other places, but I know this is where I'm supposed to be. And if there's offenses, mend them. The devil does not want you planted at your church. He doesn't want you getting connected. And so with the planting of the church, he'll get you offended. With getting connected, he'll keep you too busy, or he'll keep you and say, well, you're either keep you too busy, or some people say they're just lazy. So the devil doesn't want you in community, and he doesn't want you in a church. And so if you already know that going into it, then you've got to fight to get planted in that church and fight to get connected in those relationships. So bottom line is, be a gatherer. Don't push people away, because people are looking for a place to belong. And don't get in your little cliques, us four, no more. I think that can be in any church. And so that's one thing that I'm trying to the best of my ability. I can't change it by myself, but it's going to take everyone doing their part. But don't be a us four and no more group, because there are people. God wasn't that way with us. He didn't say, nope, my family's full, you can't come. So don't have that attitude towards people, because people want to belong. And who knows, that person that is waiting to come to your group, or waiting to connect with you, or waiting to be planted in your church, could be the very person that you've been praying for. And it could really be a divine connection, because that's what God does. He divinely connects us all, and together we're a part of an amazing picture. So be a gatherer, and be a part of a gathering as well. So thanks for watching. I hope you're encouraged, and I will see you next month.